obviously, kind of a tough afternoon in Salt Lake City. When you guys look back on the tape, what are some of the things kind of jump out about, what led to some of the collective struggles of the offense?
I just feel like injuries. I mean, it's a lot of new things that they did that we weren't expecting. So that's a lot of things just tied into, and that was a really good football team. I mean, they played sound. Those guys were well prepared, and you can see it.
What are some of the things that perhaps you were able to, or you employed, or some of the veterans to try to kind of keep that frustration in check? Just obviously when things aren't working, but just not to get too down.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys, we're just looking at next game, next great mentality, just working on getting better, being the best version of us that we can be, and just trying to get the next dub.
Looking ahead, what do you feel like the collective mentality is now? With that kind of looking forward, to UCLA. Just overall, it's kind of been a frustrating season. Some ups and downs, but just a couple weeks ago, you guys had a great showing on offense. What are the keys to kind of getting back to that success?
I mean, the guys. We've seen that how good we can be, how good our offense can be, how good our defense can be, like throughout the whole season. So it's just a matter of finding ourselves, and just a matter of coming back to the field, coming back to practice and working, just trying to be better, fixing the mistakes that we make, and just working on being the best version of us that we can be.
About 75% of the way through a freshman season, what's it just the kind of the experience and kind of life as a student athlete been like for you?
I'm just learning. Everything's not going to go your way. I mean, just learning how to adjust, and learning new things, and learning new plays, just learning new systems. So, I mean, as a freshman, I feel like, I've grown a lot from when I first came here. So it's just a matter of just getting better every day.
And of course, being a freshman, acclimated to the football side of things, but also getting some recognition on the scholastic side, the Barrett Honors College. What's it been like, just kind of balancing those two worlds, the heavy football load, but also the heavy academic load?
I mean, I had to learn how to juggle those two fast, because I mean, being in honors is and being an athlete at the same time, it is kind of workload heavy. So you just got to find that good balance in time, and just really just about just time managing, and then just being more precise with what you do and how you use your time.
What kind of resources are in place with the team to kind of help guys like you, balance everything out, in the classroom and on the field?
The resources I use mostly is my mentor. She helps me organize my work, so I can see how much time a certain assignment may take me, and I can see how much time I have free time. So it's like she's one of the best resources that I have, because I mean, she looks out for me. She knows I play football, and she also like helps me in a sense of just making sure I'm on top of my work.
You mentioned Utah facing a great defense last week. Another great defense up ahead. What are the things that jump out about what the Bruins like to do on that side of the ball?
I mean, those guys are long, so I mean, we're preparing to pass and do everything, get our guys out in space, and do whatever we need to do to have some explosive plays. But yeah, we noticed that they have a good front seven, so going into the week, we know we're going to have to hold up on the offensive line.
Kyson, this is kind of a big moment for you as a freshman, being able to play in the Rose Bowl for the first time. Does this mean anything a little bit more special, as much as every game's kind of the same for you guys?
I mean, yeah, growing up, I mean, you know certain stadiums, and the Rose Bowl, has its history. So, I mean, it's going to be surreal playing in the Rose Bowl, but I'm just looking at it as another game, just trying to be the best version of myself I could be.
What has been the response like for you guys? Coach Dillingham said in his Monday presser that you guys are finally starting to get it, and finally starting to kind of figure out what the culture wants to be like here. What has been the response like after kind of taking a loss like that at Utah, but also coming back out here on a Tuesday?
I mean, we see, like, from a program like that, how he wants to model this program, and we see what needs to be done and how they responded versus their loss, and we want to do the same thing, respond after a tremendous loss like that. So we just want to imitate the same thing.
What has kind of been the attitude like in terms of you guys just needing to bounce back? I just talked to Coach Aguano, and he said this is another opportunity for you guys to, somewhat upset a team that's been playing really good football the last couple of weeks. But what has been the attitude like for you guys to bounce back as a team as a whole?
I mean, as a team as a whole, with the season that we're having, we're just having the attitude of fighting, just being a man, and just, looking up and wanting to keep getting better. I mean, what else are you going to do? Nobody expects much, and nobody expects us to do anything. So the only way is up. The only thing we can do is get better. So,
what are kind of the emotions like in a game like that, where things are somewhat getting frustrating? I know people might be wanting more touches, or just maybe when they do get their touches, maybe not getting the yards or somewhat the kind of the big plays that they want. But what has it been like for you as a young player to kind of deal with some of those frustrations?
Yeah, of course it's rough, when you're used to, hitting off some runs and used to getting a certain amount of touches. But I look at it through a lens of just, waiting on my turn, being patient, understanding that everything has a process. So I'm not looking at it as a more so selfish way, just learning from, other people's mistakes and trying to take that and build on my own game.
So we've talked in the past with you before, but you guys went up to Cal. That was your first time in California.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be your second time, but now into LA. Is there somewhat kind of a fun spotlight that you feel? I know we kind of talked about the Rose Bowl already, but for you, first time to LA,
yeah.
Is that fun at all?
I mean, I hear a lot about LA, and you see it in the movies and stuff. So I feel like it's going to be good for me to experience it and good to see, a little more part of the world. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be another work day.